That's my name. Don't wear it out.
This is a box. This is the box where George Torres was killed.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree.
We respect the jury's decision. I'm sure that Sarah Boone is going to want to appeal.
Might be hard to believe, my friends, but convicted killer Sarah Boone isn't happy. So what is it this time? According to Boone, her appellate attorney is ghosting her. Sarah Boone is serving a life sentence for murdering her boyfriend, George Torres. This happened in a suitcase. She zipped him up inside of a suitcase, beat the suitcase with a baseball bat, and left him in there to die. Now, back to her claim of ghosting. Perhaps it's relating to the fact that Boone has reportedly gone through at least 10 attorneys. So how is her formal inquiry of not hearing from her appellate attorney going to tip the scales of justice with her appeal? She's got to file it soon, we know that. Let's bring in our legal eagles, Jennifer Brandt and Tommy Pope, on the show this morning. Okay, are we surprised here that she's having trouble with this lawyer? I see you both smiling. Tommy, start us off. Your thoughts, please.
She's the gift that keeps on giving, Julie. I think, you know, it's ironic. We've seen, and not the stereotype, but we've seen a number of cases where it's like the defendant loves, and it's been female defendants that come to my mind that love the attention. They don't care what's going on in court. You know, they're going down in flames, but they like being there. And I think her being dissatisfied is part of her way of getting attention. You know, appellate process takes time. There's a lot of paperwork to be filed. But by her being dissatisfied, she gets to be the center instead of the process being the center. And I think that's what we've seen her do from the beginning. I think that's why we were all laughing. But nothing surprises me with her. She needs to just go to prison and be quiet and stay there.
Right, Tommy. I know. Just go have a seat somewhere. But she, you know, we'll keep hearing from her. I remember saying one of my predictions for 2025 was, we're going to keep hearing from Sarah Boone. So, got that one right. Oh, Jennifer Brandt, your thoughts on this lady?
Well, you know, she's complaining again about her lawyer. We're not surprised about that because we've heard it, what, 9 or 10 times already. But, you know, the appellate process does have very strict deadlines. So, you know, if her lawyer is really not meeting those deadlines, it could jeopardize her appeal. I understand that she has already gotten an extension to file her appeal until September 1st. So, you know, her lawyer does need to get on it. And, you know, knowing Sarah Boone, she's not going to let anything slip. So her lawyer or any future lawyer will be prepared to hear from her. The judge, she wrote a letter to the judge after the trial. I mean, she's not going to sit quietly and let the process pass her by.
Jen, you're so right. I like what you said about how she won't let anything slip. You know, think about it for a second. What would it be like being her attorney? I mean, like, what would, I mean, like, you're both shaking your heads, like, would you ever take on that case? My gosh. Jen, what do you think it would be like working with her?
I can't imagine. She is probably a very, very difficult client who is very demanding for sure and is not happy with anything that anybody does for her. She's one of those people that just wants to put the blame on everybody else. We heard it during her trial. You know, it's never going to be her fault. So being her attorney would just be a total nightmare. That's for sure.
Definitely. I feel so bad for all those lawyers. I think they should all get medals for tolerating her. Tommy Pope, what would you think it would be like working with Sarah Boone?
Well, I was thinking it could be entertaining. I was going to say, though, as far as her future lawyers, some are probably taking the LSAT right now or just now taking the bar exam. You know, they're in line to be lawyers one day. You know, if you didn't actually have to do the work, it could be entertaining because I would just agree with every complaint and everybody's doing you wrong. She'd love me because you know, if you didn't have to do the job. The problem is maybe the reason the appellate lawyer's ghosting her is because they need to do the work. It's like Jennifer said, you got deadlines, there's pressure there. And to hear Sarah, well, I want to read the last draft that you did. How about let me get it done and then you can take a look at it? But, her meddling, it'd be difficult.
Oh, yeah. I've tried to imagine. Yeah, entertaining, yes. And I've tried to imagine, I feel like the documentation would have to be next level if you're the lawyer because, like Jennifer said, it's every little thing with her and she's always finding fault with someone, something, like you said, Tom, she wants to put the attention, everywhere else, but on her, she distracts with her issues and coming up with things and doesn't want to take accountability for killing George Torres, her boyfriend. So I feel like you'd have to just cover your tail if you were that lawyer, like everything you tell her and what she says back, because oh my, yeah, she's just, we've seen the viciousness come out with Sarah Boone. So what do we think is going to happen on appeal? Let's turn to that for a moment. Quick thoughts from you both. Jennifer, let me begin with you. Do you think this is going to go well for Ms. Boone?
I really don't. I think it was a rock solid case. I really just don't see how she's going to get out of this on any kind of error or anything that, may have been done wrong. I know she's complaining about her attorneys that they did her wrong. Everybody did her wrong, but bottom line, we heard the evidence and it was pretty strong. So I really don't think, I understand why she wants to appeal, but I don't think that the outcome is going to change for her.
Yeah, I'm with you. Tommy, what do you think? You think she's got a prayer?
Yeah. No, I agree with Jennifer. I think, and she's lost credibility. So when you have these kind of discretionary decisions, where the court will look a little deeper, I don't think, she's lost credibility. So something that might normally give a harder look, I think you're going to say, well, the defendant themselves orchestrated some of this by their conduct in court or things of that nature. And, the judge was mean to me or whatever. So I agree with Jennifer. I think it's part of our system, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
I'll make it 3 for 3. She's staying in prison. That's what I think. My next prediction with Sarah Boone. We'll be covering this hearing, whatever it happens.
Not for Julie. Like Nostradamus, not for Julie.
That's for Julie. I love it.